What is going on, everybody? I have a showdown match here for you, and I actually even put the effort into making this fancy little team preview thing that people seem to enjoy making recently. So, yeah, showdown battle. We've got showdown here just because Battle Finder's still down. It's like, oh, I can't get battles. But also, I'm on the other side of this match, so look over. That's where my team is and my moves are being made and stuff. So, right off the match, I lead off with my Cinchino, he leads off with his. I'm going to switch either go into my Pharisee because I don't want to run the chance of him being scarfed, and the fact that I'm banded, I don't want to risk doing that. So go into my Pharisee because I know Pharisee pretty much can take every move Cinchino wants to go for, plus if he does want to go for Tail Slap for whatever reason, I can get Iron Barbs damage on that. So, Flareon, go into my Yuxi, take those hits, go into... No, set up my rock... No. Set up my rocks with Pharisee, and then U-turn into... And then situation right here. Spiritomb versus Sandslash. I have Spiritomb because I'm figuring, oh hey, Sandslash really can't do much at all to Spiritomb, so I'm going to set up on it. And hopefully I could set up a sweep from here because his team looks like it doesn't like taking hits from... what's this called? Spiritomb. So... Right here, I go for rest, figuring, okay, he's gonna go for Fire Fang, I can take the hit, go for the rest, cure all that off. But I go first, so he just roars me out, which I never really see on Flareon, but hey, I guess it works for him in this match. So he roars me into my Hariyama, and I decide to go for the Rock Slide. I was close to clicking Payback, but I realized that kind of Rock Slide maybe would do more. Plus, it's kind of a middle ground because his possible switch-ins are either going to be Rotom or Sigilif. With a Rock Slide, because if he did go into Sigilif, then I could get some really good damage off on that thing. So, he just goes into Rotom instead, blah blah blah. In comes Sandslash, kills me off. So, I bring in this thing, my Spiritomb in on the Sandslash again, set up a free Calm Mind. In comes the Flareon, and I see how little damage that Dark Pulse does, which is just kind of like, ah... And the fact that he's wishing up is not really helping me out in killing this thing because this Flareon is like the bane of my existence for this match. So, all that's really going on here is I'm setting up Calm Minds, knowing that I can take Fire Fangs. He's going to be doing his wish shenanigans. So, I'm just Dark Pulsing all over his face, trying to get some damages. Maybe crit would be nice for killing this thing, which, spoiler alert, I never get because this thing is going to be alive for most of the match. So, anywho, right here, he's going to protect instead of Fire Fang because he knows that a Dark Pulse will kill him. So, yeah. Anywho, pretty much all that's going on right here is he's trying to get me down to a point where he could be at a reasonable amount of health and kill me off. And right here, he misses his Fire Fang, which I really don't know how much that matters in the long run, just because, like, the only thing that happens out of it is Spiritomb being alive longer. And as long as this thing's alive, he has a pretty decent answer to my Spiritomb. Because Roar and the fact that it takes those hits pretty damn well. So, right here, he just roars me into my Galvantula, and I decide to go for a Volt Switch. He protects. See what I want to lock myself into, and I decide to go into my Yuxi, because I was predicting him to either go into his Lantern or Sandslash to take the Volt Switch and then go on from there. So, he roars me into my Cinchino, and I decided to just go for Rock Blast because it could pretty much hit most of the stuff on his team. If he wants to go into this thing, then I could just go back to my Spiritomb, or this thing, which I do decide to go into. Don't really care if he spins away the rocks, because right here I'm going to predict him to want to go into his Sigilith, go for the Thunder Wave, and then I'm going to switch out there because I don't want to take a Heat Wave. So, goes for the Heat Wave. He actually misses this one, which is kind of unfortunate. But I mean, I'm also asleep, so that's also kind of unfortunate. So right here, he's just going to roar me out because he doesn't want me to wake up and go for Calm Minds and Dark Pulses and that kind of stuff. So he roars me into my Yuxi, I get another chance instead of my rocks, and I get to go from there. So, Psychic, I'm just Psychicking this thing because the sooner I kill this thing, the sooner I can keep my hazards up on the field, which is very nice because I like having my hazards I like having my hazards up on the field, and the more hazards I have up on the field, the more damage Flareon's going to take on the switch-ins. So here, I'm just staying in, going for psychics, because the sooner I can kill this thing, the better, because this thing's a bulky thing that doesn't like to die. And psychic is, I mean, just withering this thing down is generally good, just because it doesn't have any reliable form of recovery outside of leftovers and volt absorb, so that's some cool stuff. So we're here, he just volt switches out, goes back into Sigilith, and I'm just going to stay and just go for the U-turn so I can get a safe switch into my Cinccino, because now that his Rotom's dead, I can pretty much just tail slap everything. So that's what I decided to do, go for tail slap, and something is going to switch into a tail slap and not appreciate it, and that thing happens to be his Sand Slash. I'm mixing up sides of the match. So he goes into his own Cinccino, and like I said earlier, I'm scared of the fact that this thing could be Scarf, so I'm just going to go into my Pharisee here to take the Rock Blast, or whatever move he wants to go for. And he doesn't go for Rock Blast, going to do nothing, and I decide just to opt to set up Spikes, because now that his spinner is dead, I can just get up as much hazard as I want, because like I said, the more hazards that are up, the more damage Thera's going to be taking on the switch in. Plus, I mean, it gives me a safe switch into my Cinccino again. So go for Rock Blast, brings in his own Cinccino. Once again, like I said, I'm scared of him being Scarf, so I'm going to go into my Spiritomb here, because I can take just about any move he does want to go for, except this Rock Blast apparently, because I think he actually gets a crit on one of these ones. No, the next set, because he just now see me anyways, go for another Rock Blast. And I think it's this one. Yep, he does get a crit on this one, as if it mattered. So I decided to go into my Galvantula here, and because I figured, hey, I'm Scarfed, but I think Scarf Cinccino is actually faster than Scarf Galvantula, so I should have picked up on the fact that maybe he's not Scarfed because he switched out there instead of staying in. So I guess those were actually really risky for me going into Galvantula right there. But anyways, I decided to switch out because, no, I Volt switched out of there because things are going on. Decided to go into my Yoxi, just fire that thing off because he only has physical attackers left. No point in keeping my special wall around. So I'm just psychicking this thing, trying to get as much damage off on it as I can before I die. So actually, even though it's pretty much all in vain because he's just going to get his switch back up and be back up to where he was before he switched into rocks, or more than he was when he switched into rocks. So right here, I'm just dropping thunders on this thing, and like once again at this point, I'm still scared of the fact that his Cinccino could be choice Scarf. So going to Galvantula here is kind of a risky play. I don't know, but either way, he misses the Fire Fang, which that one I know for a fact really didn't matter in the long run, because as you'll see here, I kill him with a tail slap. His Cinccino comes in, and I end up winning the speed tie here because it turns out he's also choice banded and adamant. Actually, I don't know if I'm adamant or not. I may be jolly on Showdown. I know I'm adamant on Wi-Fi. But yeah, that was the match. Really close 2-0 victory in my favor. Actually, probably the best Showdown match I got on Showdown, like all day. So yeah, that was that. So hopefully you guys did enjoy. I also made a new RU team, so you can expect battles with that team in the future. So yeah, that's about that. So hopefully you guys did enjoy this match. If you did, feel free to leave comments down below. Do not forget to show that like button some love. Oh, excuse me. And if you're not subscribed to me already and wish to see more videos and fun stuff and other fun stuff from me in the future, then sub button is somewhere on the screen down below, wherever. So yeah, with all that stuff being said, thanks for watching and peace.